So lately I've been absolutely obsessed with the moon and the lunar cycles. And so one of the things that I used to do when I was on the path of self-discovery and, finding what I really liked and also manifesting the things that were kind of major things in my life, I was doing rituals with the moon. And I know ritual and ceremony has a kind of feeling to it, but the way that I do it is really, really awesome. And so I actually wanted to take you behind the scenes today and show you what I did for my lunar ritual last night for the full moon in Aquarius. One of the things that I absolutely love doing is playing with my tarot cards. And the deck that I have is the Sacred Sisterhood deck. So it's got some really beautiful feminine imagery, not like the traditional deck. And when I really get the chance, I will lay out an altar. I will put out my cards. I'll have my crystals. I'll find a rose because I believe that connecting to the energy of the rose is like connecting to the inner feminine, which is like our inner creator, our intuition, and our inner guidance. And sometimes I'll lay that out. There'll be candles. I'll have ceremonial cacao, and I'll dress myself in something really flowy and something that just makes me feel really feminine. For me, it's like this really loose, beautiful shawl that just makes me feel amazing. You'll notice I've got all this baby stuff in the background, and that's because I'm a mum with a new baby. And this is my office at the same time. But this is the beautiful part about the feminine, is blending these things together and not keeping them separate. They're all part of us. And when we deny that, we deny our own wholeness, if that makes sense. So last night I did a tarot reading for myself, and it's something that I do on a regular basis, but maybe not so regular lately since I've had my baby. But the spread that I love doing is a self-care spread, and it's really simple because it gives you a really direct guidance. It doesn't have all of these bits and pieces that take a little bit of interpretation. It's really straightforward and to the point and gives me the guidance that I need. So I pull 3 cards, and the first card is what I'm being called to release. And especially under a full moon, that is when we're releasing. It's not the time necessarily for calling new things in. It is about letting go of the layers, releasing what you need to, and loosening your grip, like your awareness around the things that are kind of getting in the way of the things that you are calling in. And the second card is about what you're being called to begin. Because yes, it is a full moon and we're not necessarily calling stuff in. It's not necessarily the manifestation cycle of the moon, but when we're releasing things, it's giving room for new things to come in. So what we're being called to begin during that cycle until the next full moon. And then the third card is what you're being asked to maintain, or what's your guiding light. And this is kind of a hint to what you have already been doing, but it's a card of reassurance, like you're on the right track with this thing. Keep going with this. So let's get into the cards that I pulled for me. So the first card, what are being asked to release, is the 5 of Swords. Now, the sword energy gets a bit of a bad rap because, it's not a happy looking card. And the sword energy is related to the energy of the mind, so your thoughts and what's going on up here. The 5 of Swords in particular is illuminating that I need to let go of some sort of conflict. And the 5 of Swords represents like a conflict where there has been a loss, and it's leaving you kind of hurt, right? Just look at the imagery there. Like, she's in between all these swords. It's like the thoughts around her are causing this kind of conflict, and she looks like she's grieving. It looks like she's mourning a loss. And so what this showed for me was where I have been dealing with that inner conflict between my mind and my body, or my mind and my heart, and where I've been overriding my intuition and the signals that my body is giving me, where I need to be going, where I need to be putting my energy, and the mind has been getting in the way of that. So that's the one thing that the moon has illuminated to me, and the tarot has illuminated to me, that I need to release. So the next card was what I need to begin calling in. And I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but my baby is talking very loud. He's getting very vocal. Is the Hermit. Now, I actually really love this card because my energy is so go, go, go. And I'm always doing something new and exciting and pouring my energy into building something new, or, you know, being inspired by the next thing. I get excited by this card because it's an invitation to stop. And it's a card that says, it's okay to rest here and you need to begin looking within a little bit more. So the Hermit is about introspection. It's about inner guidance. It's about growth. And it's really aligned when we put it next to the Five of Swords, because the Five of Swords is about letting go of that conflict between the mind and the body. For me, that's what this card is talking about for me specifically. And then the Hermit comes in and says, yes, you need to follow your intuition more. This is where it is. And like, you can see the star in the center of her being, like that's her inner wisdom, and you can only hear it when you get quiet enough to listen. So it's also about stillness. And then what I'm being asked to maintain, or like my guiding light for the next lunar cycle, is the Moon card. So, you know, my obsession with the moon lately in the lunar cycles is absolutely on point, and paying attention to my intuition, the psychic gifts, and, you know, dreams and things like that. But this card is also the divine feminine. The moon is divinely feminine in energy. The sun is the divine masculine, if we're putting them into those two categories. I'm going to have to go get my baby in a minute. He's starting to get really hungry. I think I can hear him working his way up. Don't worry, he's not alone. He's with his sister out there. And so working with the moon and devoting some sort of practice to the divine feminine. And for me, that has been tuning back into what fills up my cup, tuning back into the things that I really enjoy and the things that make me feel like me, my authenticity anchors. What those are like yoga, my tarot, doing these rituals with the moon, and connecting something beyond myself. So, you know, I've been working on something around this and I can't wait to share it with you, but I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek at what it's like behind the curtains around doing a ritual with the moon and the messages that can come through. And I love this. I love this kind of stuff. It lights me up. So stay tuned. There is going to be something coming that you're not going to want to miss. And if you resonated with any of the messages, or you like the idea of a self-care reading for yourself, then you're not going to want to miss the Radiance Reset.